It is March the 2nd, 2019. What day is it? Saturday, March the 2nd, 2019. This is episode 104 of the Cryptocurrency Bull Market Watch. And it's my prediction that we have a cryptocurrency market cap tsunami on the way. And today I'm going to start off a little different, in a different order. I'm going to start off with a little bit of appreciation. I want to say thank you, Limar, and the other guys who have been contributing through the super chat on YouTube. That is fantastic. I want to say high five to Old Scott for a couple tips in cryptocurrencies. And thank you to Crypto Trader Vader as well. But most of all, I want to say thank you to the people who have been subscribing to this channel and clicking the thumbs up button. That is awesome. There's more and more subscribers every day. So if you're not one of them, click on subscribe now. Now I'm going to put an abrupt end to the music. And we can talk about the disclaimer to say that this is not trading advice, and you can read the full disclaimer in the description down below. And today we're going to go over our 50 different cryptocurrencies while we're watching Bitcoin here on the 1 minute bar, seeing what it's doing. I think it's just time to be catching it doing something awesome. So we'll have to pay attention to that. And if it is making a move, flag me down in the live chat there. Tyrannox, good to see you here. Thanks for that shout out there. Like that smash button. You're a pretty fart smeller. Anyway, so the purpose of our live stream here is to go over the bull market watch. And so we are going through a specific trading plan and reviewing all of the cryptos against that trading plan. And it's a simple trading plan that is for catching the change of a downtrend to an uptrend, which is what we really want to do. Catch that downtrend as soon as it's turning into the uptrend. Of course, that's when it's the best time to buy. And you can get this free chapter from my book just by heading over to IntroToCryptos.ca. And you can get that free chapter from my book that is actually the textbook for our cryptocurrency trading course over on IntroToCryptos.ca. So you can grab that book. Sign up and grab your copy of that book, and you also get access to this spreadsheet that we are using for tracking all of these trades, and it's turning into a really rich resource of analysis that you can go into at any time and do your research on these markets. Find out what you think about these markets and use this as a tool to help you out. So just head over there and grab that. Now let's start off our mission. I have to fix a couple things here that I never understand why they don't work properly. But let me try this one first. I want to get the chat box going. That should be working. I always have to refresh the cache of the current page, and hopefully that makes it come up. There we go. Woohoo! Hey, Send Crypto. Send Crypto, you've been prolific on your videos. I haven't been keeping up on them, but I see you've got some really good predictions out there, and just by the titles, I think you're nailing it. Now, what am I doing now? Okay, the next thing I got to make work on this is the significant trades. So let me refresh the cache of that current page. There we go. So this will pop up. If Bitcoin is doing something crazy, we'll see it on this significant trades thing. It's better than the 1 minute bars. Better than the 1 minute bars. Now, we can start going through the process, the sequence here. If, be sure to say hello in the chat for me, please. If you're new here, and you are looking for help in cryptocurrency and you're looking for some online cryptocurrency lessons on YouTube, this this stream will really help if you come back day by day. So if you're a beginner in cryptocurrency, put that into the chat. Let me know that you want to have detailed beginner's introductory review of what we're going through here today. If you're more experienced, put in there, what can we put in there for a more experienced trader? Say advanced or good stuff. Just skip to the good stuff. And no beginner stuff or something like that. Answer in the chat. If you're a beginner, say you want some basics. If you're more advanced, say you want some intermediate or advanced review of what we're going through here. And that'll help me because I can just change the way I'm reviewing it and cover the way the audience is. So if we have more beginners here, I'll go more basic. If we have more advanced traders, I'll get a little bit more technical. This basically is our 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. It's consolidating and consolidating and consolidating, and it stays in a neutral stance. And when it breaks out, it's just going to turn from alert to buy or alert to hold right away when that starts to go. It's got such an enormous base to it. It's going to be something awesome. Basic attention token, we put it as an alert, then neutral, then back to alert, and we've had it as a hold for a few days. Turning out great. We're making some good hypothetical profits there. And let's see, BNT. Nothing going on here. Still down to low. And I'm looking at the 1-day bars, so let me go to the 12-hour bars. So we do have a double bottom here. And it could turn around to be a 1, 2, 3 bottom pretty quickly. If everything else starts to turn around and Bitcoin breaks a little higher, this could be pulling up pretty quickly. So right now I'll put it as neutral and we'll move on. Bitcoin ABC, BCH ABC. Okay, this is neutral right now. And it could turn into an alert and a buy pretty quickly. If Bitcoin starts to go up, this will follow and it will run up too. So we'll leave it as neutral for now, but I'm expecting that if this is breaking higher, it'll turn into an alert and into a hold pretty quickly. BCHSV, not so much. It's giving us a 1, 2, 3 bottom. It'll have to break above these levels before it can give us anything. So even though it gets a neutral just as the other, it's not at all the same flavor of neutral. BCN, nothing there. Bitcoin. There's the 1-minute bar. Let's go to the 12-hour bar and pull back. So it is still in the middle. It's got to be edging up to these top levels before we can call it an alert for our bullishness index. It's got to be pushing up against these levels again now. So it'll remain neutral. It's not a trading bias or anything, but it's just the bullishness of it for our measurement. And then we go down to BitShares. So BitShares is making a nice rounded bottom and a handle. So this is like a coupled handle here. Here is our cup. This is the handle. And it's not proven to be a coupled handle until after the prices really break higher. And if it is a true coupled handle, it'll pull back maybe a little bit more, and then it should really blast off. It should be an enormous move. And I don't know. Nobody's said they want beginner or they want advanced, so I'll just skip the advanced stuff for now, and I won't get into it. But I'm seeing red on the chart there with the significant trades. So this is always tuned in Bitcoin. We can zoom back in. It's making such an enticing formation. BitShares, however, that's fantastic. What do we mark that on as in our sheet? It still would be a hold from where we've been holding on to that for a while. Now Burst is a favorite of mine, actually, the technology and everything, and the formation is still neutral. If it I think it'll do something. But now Clam, this is a great one. We made 87% profit on this, on another alert that we did. because we have, I go through this stuff on Poloniex, and I'm giving this basic stuff here for free on YouTube for the color coding of the bullishness and bearishness. But we have a really specific trading signals that we have as a service that we go through everything on Poloniex and everything on Binance too. And Clams was one of the ones that we nailed with a great trade entry. And if you were following along here, you saw enough days ago that you would have been enjoying this 80-odd% profit trade with that as well. Good potential on that. Yeah, alts are getting in a good position to take off as soon as BTC turns bullish. Absolutely, they are. These are all the bottom formations. Now, you know that 80% of people lose money trading in a bull market. So even though we have a bull market coming up, there are specific ways to trade. There's times to be taking your profit. Have you ever had the experience of having... Have you ever had the experience of having a winning trade and you never took the profits, and that winning trade turned out to be from a fantastic, wonderful profits that dwindled way back and maybe even turned into a small loss? There are specific times to be buying in, and there are specific times to be selling out. Right now, we're talking all about the times to be buying in because that's where we are. But as this channel moves along from day to day to day to day throughout the market, it'll come to a time where we're in top formations, and we'll be talking about the top formations every day, like day after day, like we're talking about these bottom formations. They take a long time to come into play, and there's a lot of denial there as they are coming into development. So we have to have a plan as to what to do as that happens. Right now we're looking at 1, 2, 3 bottom formations. This is looking very great. I'm definitely putting this as a hold. Dash. One, two, three. So we've got a larger 1, 2, 3 bottom formation dash, and it's consolidating very interestingly. We have this big triangle building up here at the end of a large downtrend, but it isn't just a straight downtrend. This has a slope to it. So will this slope end with a big bang up? Probably. Have we had any slopes like that with a big bang up in the past from this market? Yes, we have. And so we could be having that again here soon with this market. Dash is looking great. And we have that. I'm going to mark it still as an alert right now. It has to break above those levels before it turns into a hold. Decreed. Well, neutral at best. I know it's going to build into something and it's going to really take off, but it's building up now. It's not doing anything. This is great. We really were monitoring this one day by day, following this as it was breaking out, following it. Then finally it comes to the point, and we actually had a moment of action that we could take and bite our teeth into, and it turned out to be correct. So if you had put on this trade when it turned green, it stays great. It didn't come back to retest that and kick you out. It's a great signal there. We'll see how that one continues to go. Doge is neutral, and if it ticks up a little bit, I would call that an alert. And it may be me looking for my own, to confirm my own bias on that. We'll have to wait and see. All right. Here we have 3 points that we can draw a trend line on. There's a couple points. It's not a real trend line. And let's pay attention to that trend line because it really matches well with this support and resistance that we zoom back and, well, we can see on other charts that have more history. Really important consolidation place. If it's taking off, building up and taking off up off of this level, that would be an add-on place right there. This is another consolidation add-on, It's already proven us right. Where are we now? So EOS, what do we say on that? We still leave it as a hold. And it would be like an add-on right there. Ethereum Classic. 1, 2, 3 bottom, consolidating. So we're having another big triangle formation shaping up here. And a break above that would definitely be a buy signal. Even though it could take off right away, I'm just going to give it a neutral from where it is right now. Ethereum. Well, it's actually looking like a top formation from here. But I know if I go out to the longer term view, this is looking like a very little 1, 2, 3 bottom formation consolidating, and it's going to be blasting off from there just by the look of that chart pattern. So if I get in too close, then I lose perspective. You know, you see the trees and you don't see the whole forest. But after you zoom out and then zoom back in, it makes a lot more sense that should this be ticking up and start to break these levels, man, is this going to go crazy. Really fantastic. I got all these charts in the wrong places, so I'm moving my mouse back and forth. However, this just gets neutral, even though it's so fantastic. Factum failed. It was an alert. And it did not do well. It started to break down below these levels, and down she went. So that jumps right from alert to fail. So as it was doing these things here, my observational bias, my wanting was strong enough to make me see this as a potential for a breakout. And I didn't see this trend line break and pay attention to it properly. Now we'll have to wait and see, but it's going to take a while now for this to build a formation that is going to be going anywhere. But it also makes me think that Bitcoin is going to be going up, because this was one of the few coins that, if we go back to a 1-year view, this is one of the few coins that was going up as Bitcoin was going down. So as Bitcoin's going up now, this may be coming down. We'll have to wait and see, but it's a fail for now and nothing we can do with it. Let's zoom into the 1-month view on foam, and we can see that this is actually consolidating pretty nicely here. I can only give it a neutral to start off with, but if it starts to build off that, we would take that as a potential entry coming up here. Game. Still neutral. It's got to break up above those levels. So we're still just watching it. There's a lot of them. They're all going to take off on the same day. We already know. Like December the 15th there was the low. You know, August 13th, September the 12th, October 11th, November the 15th, December the 15th. All of these dates, so there's a specific date on each month, it seems, that all of the cryptos made a specific chart pattern, and they all seem to pretty much match up on that. So gas, I'm going to leave it as neutral again. GNT. All right, GNT is shaping up pretty nice. I have to put it as an alert, because what are we looking at? The 4-hour bars. If I go to the 12-hour bars, those moving averages are crossing over. So this is starting to be the collection of all of our criteria. We have the break of the downtrend line, roughly. We have the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. And so we have the moving average crossover. So if it's breaking above these levels, that is a buy signal. That's one of the ways you can enter that we talk about all the time. And I'm happy to give this trading signal out, because this is what you need if you're just beginning and you don't have money to be buying a trading course or anything like that. You're going through YouTube to get these free training videos on how to trade cryptocurrencies. I hope this one really helps you. And so we've got this break of the downtrend line. We've got the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. We've got the moving averages crossing over. When this breaks above that, we have the option to be buying on the breakout right here. Or as prices come up and break above it, sometimes, many times, they come back and retest that level, and they'll hover around here before showing either strength and going higher, or they'll hover around here and then they'll break lower. Should they break lower, then what we have is what I would call a fake out breakout or a fake breakout. This is fake when this occurs after it crosses over this line. So this is a really important testing. After these bottoms, after all this moving average crossover, after the trend line break, after you get this signal, there's a choice. You could be getting in here, or you could wait for it to come back and retest, and then decide if you're going to get in on the secondary strength. This is another filter to get rid of these fake breakouts, fake out breakouts, and stop from getting in on these quick pumps that fade back and turn into hitting your stop loss. And they turn into terrible, consistent losses if you keep jumping at these things that are not really moving along. So hopefully this filter helps you guys who are watching through to this part of the video. And GNT is neutral. Hunter coin. Hey AOL Chandra, good to have you here. If you hadn't already, guys, your fee for watching this video is a thumbs up. And you know, I'm going to get a specific slide. A specific slide that comes up and says your fee for watching this video is to click on the like button and put it into a playlist so that other people can find it more quickly and spread the good news so that more people are benefiting from cryptocurrency trading. Now let's end the music abruptly and go back to the charts. Hunter coin. KNC. Near fail. Oh, this one turned into a hold. So we had it as an alert a couple days ago, and off it went. And sure enough, what a great formation. Break of the downtrend line. Moving average crossover. 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. Look at these volume patterns kicking in here. Off it goes. And this pattern is turning up all over the place. This is gold when you can recognize this pattern. It is percentage gains in your pocket. Especially when you know when to take profits out of there. Here is a really nice big bowl shaped pattern. We've already had this one marked as an alert and a hold, and it's pulled back. I'm going to put it as neutral again, but you can bet your bottom dollar that in a couple days it's going to be an alert and it's going to turn into a hold as it's starting to take off. Loom. Hey Wolf, good to have you here. I'm glad to see a lot of the regulars turning up. And JC, good you here. Thank you. Pre-liked as always. I like that. You should get a bonus back for pre-liking. Bonus extra. What are we looking at now? Loom. All right. Now Loom was in the side. Whoa. Let me erase that. Loom was in this sideways channel for the longest time here as we were watching it, saying it's getting ready, it's getting ready, okay, not quite yet, it's getting ready, okay, not it's getting ready, not quite. But every time I did that, it made that channel better and better and better and better. So when it is breaking out, here is this example of waiting until strength after the retest to be purchasing in. I wish they had library credits on Binance. Binance is awesome. Actually, when we do our crypto signals in the subscription package on the website, we can see here that this is all what we have going on Binance. So ENJ is up 98%, DLT is 91%, 70%. Link is 68%. We've been holding that one since December, and we're going to hold it longer too. This is going to go up much further. EOS, RCN, storage, some really fantastic trades going on here. Amazing. And this is all the stuff that's on Binance. Whereas here, what we're going over is everything on Poloniex, and Poloniex is in the 4th stage of the bull market. A lot of the Binance stuff was in the 1st stage and the 2nd stage, which they went up in December and January, some of them in February. But a lot of the Poloniex stuff is waiting now till March. It's a little bit later. It's like the 4th stage of the 2019 bull market for cryptocurrencies. So this one's been later. It's been a lot more fun over on Binance, that's for sure. A lot more profits there. Let's see if Poloniex starts to pick up. Hey, Ed, I'm glad you caught me again. I'm glad to have you here. Do you buy on an alert when you put something on hold? Does that mean I have a position on it? No. This isn't trading advice. This isn't what I trade with. I'm much more specific with my trades. Let me drag something over. Let's go to the Poloniex alerts. No, we'll go to the Poloniex trades, the things that we already have as trades. And I'll drag that over. On an alert, when you put something on hold, does that mean I have a position on it? No. This isn't trading advice. This isn't what I trade with. I'm much more. I don't know if that happened. So you can see here that we have the entry, the target price for it, our stop loss, risk control, a lot more detail in the trades that I'm actually doing. So the stuff I'm doing here with the color coding, it's helpful, it's awesome, but it's nowhere near detailed enough for real trading. You would have to supply extra with this before you're actually doing trading. Some more research and really get that free chapter from my book so that you're getting that trading system as one of your clear plans that you can be using. And for my own part, I'm pretty much fully invested now. All the Bitcoin that I have to invest, all the percentage of Bitcoin I'm going to put into alts is already in place in all the different alts that I want to be trading, because all these bottom formations are in place. This is the time to be buying down at these bottoms or on these breakouts. So I'm pretty much prepared, and now it's just a matter of monitoring. I'm looking for top formations and where to take profit already. So a lot of other people will get wrecked in these markets because they start buying here. They start buying when everybody else is saying, wow, look how great that is. It's too late. You got to be buying that stuff when nobody's really talking about it and it's down here and it hasn't hit the news yet. Like everybody's talking about Clam, but it's way too late. Like Clam, we were talking about that last week as it was making this formation here, as it came back and made this consolidation. This is when we were talking about it. And now is the profit coming in. So let's continue on. I got off track there. Loom. Back to my list. Loom, it's going to be huge. This is great. I love this chart. Beautiful. And all that, I'm going to market it as a hold. Lisk. Just wondering why Bitcoin would go up if the 24-hour volume is very low. I love that question. Let's go to the 1-year view of Bitcoin. And I'm going to scribble on this chart. Volume is going up. Volume is coming down. Volume's coming down. And when the volume's at the bottom, then we have a big move and volume comes up. Volume comes down. As the big move comes in, that's when the volume comes down. Big move comes in and the volume comes in along with it. And so we can go back all the way through and see that constricting volume before a big move, because everybody's nervous. Nobody wants to take a place. And as soon as the market reveals itself and starts to go, then everybody jumps on the bandwagon and, more adds onto it. So the constricting volume is something's coming. Something's coming. It's getting ready, and then bam, off it goes, or bang, down it goes. And I think this is going to be going up. We'll take a look at these four. There's no guarantee on it. But let's continue on with the study so that we can get that average at the end and see what this is showing us. There are some really great markets here. LPT, we talked about this last time. It's not in the chart here, which is my error, and I talked about it a couple days ago when this chart was building up, and I said, okay, this would be an alert. Now it would be a hold, and we can see this ascending wedge triangle building up, and it's really awesome. What are we looking at? 12-hour bars. Zoom into the, okay, that's 12-hour bars, 4-hour bars, and look at these accumulation patterns coming in. then off it goes. Phenomenal. But I don't have it in my spreadsheet, because when I do move things in this spreadsheet, it screws it up. So I'm going to have to add those on to the end and stop being lazy about it and get it done. Anyway, we had that go off last time I was doing a live stream. Lisk is starting to look phenomenal. This chart is really starting to build up into a crazy once in a lifetime chart. You just don't see them build up like this. Has taken so long to get to this moment. You know, it's like they are making maple syrup or something. It takes so many gallons of maple syrup from the tree to boil it down into a crystal cookie or, you know, candy of maple. It's like this has taken so long to concentrate down to this really beautiful, perfect moment in the charts. Maybe I'm going on a bit too much, but I don't think so. This is phenomenal. And we'll look back on this in a few days, and I'll look back and say, didn't I say? Okay, I'll put it as alert right now. Litecoin. And I also, you know, not only I'm really keen about collecting success stories. So if any of this has helped you, come back and let us know. That would be so super cool. Just wondering. Okay, I see Commander. I suppose if 24-hour volume comes in, it will shoot up, I guess. Yeah, I mean the 24-hour volume of money. 23 billion. Probably you're talking about the data on coin market cap. The 20, it was 7, I don't know, looks like 7 million 24-hour volume. That can't be right. 7 billion. Yeah, 500 million trade volume here in the past 24 hours. So I suppose if you click on this trade volume, it'll give you a history. Oh, that's a breakdown of it, not a history of the trade volume, which is too bad. We'll come back to coin market cap at the end. Let's go on with this. This is interesting. It's got 1, 2, 3 times off this top. Lots of volume up to this one, a little bit less volume, a little bit less volume on each of these tops, which is actually kind of bearish. That if it breaks higher, then of course that is great, but it's kind of a bearish setting there. I'm going to leave it as a hold for now, but we're watching to see when we're taking profits in that one. Made safe coin. Remember what I said about Lisk and how long it's taken this market to come to this very point in time. What is this? The 2nd of March 2019. It's a Saturday evening. It's 8:30 Central Time, and you are sitting here watching IntroToCryptos talking about a once in a I don't know how many years opportunity to be able to buy into a chart pattern that is so remarkable. I'll come back to this. I'll come back and I'll talk about this and say, here, we bought in on this day. Okay, all of us, we paper traded on this day. We each took 50 cents or $1 and we put in and we paper traded this position here. Let's come back to this and see what happens in the next months as this unfolds. 10% gain. 10%, hey, 10% gain, it's 10%. That can't complain about 10% gain. However, you want to have bigger gains than losses, and sometimes you do lose money taking profits. Made safe coin, I will leave it as an alert. It's crazy. There's way more than alert. I got to put that like neon alert colors there. That is just like Lisk. Amazing. Mana has done a little bit here. Should I call this a turnaround enough yet? Yeah, actually. 3-month view. So it's had more than 2 weeks for this bottom formation. And okay, we've already had it as a hold for a while. What am I talking about? Good. So that fixed it. I've already looked at this 1, 2, 3 bottom. It broke out above that. Even though it's pulled back to here, here's one of our examples. I love it. A live example. I just spoke about this. Here's our 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. 1, 2, 3. Here's the breakout. So this is one of the places that you could take action on this breakout. And awesome. You know, there it goes. You jump on. But it's pulled all the way back here now. And it's bounced off this level and started to show strength. So this is the second opportunity to be buying in, because it's proving to us that it's not coming down and doing the fake out breakout and then retrace back down to hit your stop losses. So that is great. Thank you, Mana, for that perfect example at the right time. Nav coin. You're going to get tired of me saying this. But look at this chart. Really. I feel like the crypto YouTube guy who cried bull market. You know? Bull market, bull market, bull market. Pretty soon nobody's listening, and it's the bull market. Okay, nothing to do here. This is neutral. I have no idea what this is doing, but it's not a market or a coin that I think is going to be changing the world or have a use case scenario that's going to be revolutionizing anything. It's probably one that's going to be delisted. Oh, I skipped. NMR. So this consolidated, and it's got so little history, I'm pretty much ignoring it, even though it's got like a few months. It consolidated, it held its own. We got a big candle up and a pullback. So anything sitting around here, you could put $1 or $2 in. It's making new highs. It could go up much higher. And if it starts to come back, you get out. But it's not a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. It's not the kind of shape of pattern that we're looking for, even though I would mark this as green in our bullishness index. I'll add those in at the end. Those ones that are new and I don't have here yet. NXT, fail. Or near fail, but whatever. OMG, still a hold. We have our 1, 2, 3 bottom. The moving average is crossed over. This one blasted off and gave us our entry buy, but then petered back. So we'll see. Is this retesting these levels and starting to go higher? If so, it'll give us another entry. I'm going to leave it as a hold, but it'll be back to neutral pretty quick. Maybe I should have put it as neutral. I'm pushing it there. Hey, look at that. A green candle ticking up here. So that immediately goes from like no good to all right away to an alert status. And that's because of the magnitude of the triangle going on here. The size of this gives any little tick out above that enough juice. That's good enough to be a signal. Commander, buy the dips. No, don't buy the dips. Buy on strength. Pascal, but be ready to be buying on the breakout, not after the strength is going, right? You don't want to be buying on this kind of strength. That would suck. So anyway, we are down to this. It's making a bottom. It's coming up a little bit. So I'm going to leave this as neutral, but it really could jump up into an alert status pretty quickly. Now, and much the same reason, because of this massive triangle that it has here, it could even be an alert now, but I'm going to leave it as neutral and we'll continue on. Poly was down to new lows. Now, let me zoom in on this. Let me zoom in again. We're looking at the 4-hour bars, and we see a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, and it broke out above that. So even on the 4-hour bars, these really do work. Here's the moving average crossover. Here's the break of the downtrend line. All of the factors are in place on the 4-hour bars. So that's pretty great. Now, I could zoom out to the 12-hour bars, and it doesn't match up quite yet. We have the 1, and this is now the number 2 formation, and we have to wait for it to develop a little bit more before we could say that this is a real turnaround. So if you're trading on the 4-hour bars, it's much higher risk. On the 12-hour bars, you're going to get less whipsaw. You're going to get less market manipulation burn as the crypto bots are screwing everybody over. If you see a breakout, Ed asks, and want to buy in, do you set a limit order or do I pay market? I personally pay market. I don't want the market to get away from me. If I've made a trading decision, I just go and look at the depth. I set my trade for whatever depth I need to get to fill how much I want to buy, and I just buy it. And I know some people don't want to pay maker fees. They only want to pay maker fees. No, not taker fees. Right? They want the cheaper fees. I just pay. I'm really not quibbling over that little bit of a fee when I'm looking at something that can be an 87% profit. These are crazy days. Those little fees are not a worry to me. But if the market gets away, that's bigger. I am getting off track here. PPC. Neutral, but look at this. Another little 1, 2, 3 bottom formation from the 16th. So that's a 2-week long bottom formation. That qualifies to be, well, yeah, it is in the 12-hour bars. Zoom into the 4-hour bars, and again, it's much more clear. 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, and it broke out above it. That's pretty good. Zoom out more. Okay, so it's a good that it's bouncing off this double bottom and making a little 1, 2, 3. It's still very okay to be waiting for this to finish up. It should pull back a little bit before going higher, and then there would be another chance to be entering because it really hasn't broken this down trend line here yet, just barely. So it's more likely to have that fake out breakout and a pullback at least to retest these levels. Can I look at PPT? Sure, I'll take a look at PPT because I have some of it and I know it went down after I bought it. So I'm always keen to go and look. Binance. Filter with Bitcoin. Scroll, descroll. LMNOP. Okay, this is one of the markets that was wrecked with a big wick to the downside. There's been several markets in Binance that have given this big wick to the downside, and then everything just goes on normally after that. So I'm not worried about that big wick to the downside. I'm glad I didn't have a stop loss set below the market because I would have been screwed out of my trade at a bigger loss than I'm holding now. But this is when I got in. And it's pulled back and looking good and down. And this is how the psychology of a losing trade fades along, where it's looking good, so I'll hold it. I don't want to get out. It's almost coming back up. Oh, there it is. It's almost okay. Now it's making a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. I shouldn't get out yet. And then down. You know, it just keeps going on, and then you're like the frog in the boiling water where they slowly turn the heat up and you don't really realize the difference. Pretty soon you're looking at this and you don't realize how far down it is. At any rate, at this time of the market, I am not worrying about that. I'm holding on to it. And I like the project. I went and signed up to their website. It's where you can buy other people's invoices. So if I have a stack of invoices that are clients that are going to pay me next month, I can go to this marketplace, sell my invoices. People will pay me part price for it. They collect the invoices next month and make a really good profit. I take it's like a money market loan sharking thing, I guess, for businesses who have invoices they can sell. So I think this will take off. It'll take some time to mature, so I'm just keeping mine for now. It is a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. The biggest trouble for me is that it doesn't have much history. So it's all just been down, 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 down. And it's going to take some time for this to turn around and come back above that 200 period moving average. So this wouldn't be a market I would be jumping on and saying, hey, check this out. Not yet. It's got some turnaround to do. It's got some maturing to do. This might be like the 5th wave of the markets to go up in the bull market. Keep your eye on this one. It could be the perfect moment to buy it. It could be going up from here, but there's probably other ones that are more ready to make a move to the upside faster. And this one will mature and become ready later. So you'll be taking profits from something and maybe putting it into this one later. And Ed says, I've missed out on some markets that refuse to sell to my limit order. Invoice factoring, yes. Yeah, I've missed out on some markets too where I'm waiting for, I'm going to let it pull back a bit, then I'll get in. And it just keeps going and going and going, and I'm just... So the back to PPC could be going up from here. Do I put alert? I'm going to put neutral for now. It could skip right to a green tomorrow instead. I don't know. I might be wrong on that. It could be an alert right now. Quantum was looking like an alert, and it's pulled back. This is such a close one. It's another one that could be an alert or a whole neutral rather. So I'm just going to leave it on the bearish side. Rep, what was this doing now? Okay, so it's still a near fail. It's really petered off after that big spike up, pulled back, looked like it was going to consolidate and go higher, and then it's just faded off. Willie WDS, good to have you here again. Love your efforts, Dougie says, and appreciate the time and effort you put in for all of us. Add a like and give Dougie a bit of up for the day, peeps. Yes. The thumbs up and the likes do make a difference. They make me happy. SBD. Well, look at this taking off. I guess I have to put it as an alert. It looks like it's going to be going higher. I can't believe it. I'm not trading it. I don't get it, but it looks like it's going up. Coin. This one I am holding some, and I've been holding since 72 Satoshi, so I'm down percentage-wise a good bit, but I'll keep holding, and I'll still say it looks like a near fail. SNT. Sounds like a cheerleader's chant. Oh, look at this. I like the consolidation into this triangle formation. That just jumps right out at me. Now, we've been watching this one making a consolidation on this side and saying that when it gets up above this green line, then we'll call it a hold. If it gets up close to that, we'll call it an alert. But since it's made this formation, it turns into an alert a little bit faster. It gets some bonus space here that a break above this would be a place to be putting, changing it from neutral. I'm going to change it to an alert status right now just because of that chart formation. Steam, I've been very happy with. Happy. Very good. Love that we were watching this one consolidate and grabbed it right here. Did some great stuff. And it came back. Sure, it might have hit our stop loss if we would have been prudent. It should have. But it's given us another chance to be getting in. And look at the formation going on here. How long has this taken for this one to set up this way? A long time. And you can take this... you can take this length and stand it up as what we're expecting this market to do over the next while. So I do expect it to be back up to the 00056 levels from the quadruple 01. No, 0001. So I expect it to do 5 times up over the next 12 to 18 months, 5 times in your money. And it's insane to predict something like that. It's absolutely nuts. In the stock market, people would just call you crazy to make a prediction like that. Even in the cryptos, but we've seen it so often before. Now it's like, okay, yeah, I did it 5 times. We were watching this and this bottom formation shape up, and it seemed like such a long time through all the way through December and all the way through January and all the way through February. I'm pointing this out and talking about it. Now, off it goes, doing happy things, and it's going to be continuing to go. Where is my chart? Hold. STR or XLM looks terrible from this view. Zoom into the 1 week view, still not all that good. Here's a 1 month view. So now it's giving us a bit of a bottom where we get the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, but it's got to pull up and show a bit of strength here. Maybe with Bitcoin ticking up above these levels, it will draw this one up as well. Because if we look at the long term here in November, this was peaking and going up, and as Bitcoin came down, it's just drawn this down big time. It's drawn down more comparatively than Bitcoin has. So hopefully it will bounce up more comparatively than when Bitcoin gives any break above these levels, that Stellar will take off as well. I guess the only thing I can do for it right now is give it another neutral, and we'll be watching it because it'll go to an alert status and then to a hold status fast. Oh, this is looking great here. Wow. I don't know, we got like 6 of these charts that just my eyes bug out, and I feel like Wile E. Coyote, you know, going. I'm going to put this as an alert. This chart is crazy. I might have said this before about a different chart here, but look how long this has taken to get down to this kind of consolidation formation for us. And what has this market done in the past? Okay, it's gone from the 0002 to the 004. Massive, massive. Another one of those, put a few dollars in and take out dozens of dollars later. Yes, I know SBD is part of Steam, but I just don't get what the chart does. Only 17 people watching. That's 7.7 billion people missing out. You know what? Hit the like button, share this stuff, put it into a playlist on your thing, and YouTube will see that more and more people are liking it, giving it a thumbs up, watching all the way through, and it'll increase the viewers. We'll get the word out there. And I haven't announced this on YouTube yet. I put a little thing up in our Discord chat because I haven't got the full details, but we're going to be having a trading contest. There's going to be thousands of dollars of giveaways and free Bitcoin, and it's going to be a trading contest, and I'm very excited. I'm working on that with a couple different partnerships right now, and I think that'll really boost our size here as well. It'll be perfect timing. And I bet you tomorrow this is going to be a hold. Did I have it as an alert? On and on again, off again. I'll put it as an alert again. Viacoin has been an alert, an alert, an alert, an alert. It stays an alert, and it's so close to being a hold. It's crazy. As soon as it breaks a little bit higher, then I'll give it that green light. VTC, of course, we've been holding this as a hold for a few days now, and it's doing good. I think it'll continue to go crazy. We're looking for quadruple our money in this one. Insane. Just not even, it's just nuts. Now, this is a fail. XEM. I like this chart even before we get to it. Well, I like it less now with this little red candle at the end. Let me clear up this stuff and go to the 1 month view. And this is where I start to like it. It's like entire month of February all the way along making this formation. So we have lower highs and pretty much a steady bottom all along. So should this start to break higher, it will really do some fancy stuff. I'm going to put it as neutral right now. I can't give it better. It's almost like a near fail I have to give it actually. Damn. But if it picks up off there and starts to build higher from these levels, it's going to turn into a great hold. All of these, we should be kicking ass on all of these Poloniex markets. Everybody who's following along this on a daily basis and hitting those thumbs up over and over again, we should be kicking ass on Poloniex. We should be making some serious dough. All right, this one I'm going to leave as neutral, but I think you may know that I've changed my stance on the anonymous coins. I thought they were all going to be regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission, but the charts are not any longer telling me that. and with Litecoin going to be doing an upgrade so that it is more fungible and has a the privacy aspect to it, they wouldn't be doing that if there was any word of SEC giving out that kind of regulations. So now this changes from being a break of the bottoms and a failing retest to go higher. See how this is failing and failing and failing? If it continues to fail and goes lower, that's definitely bearish, and it'll be an important thing if it breaks down below these levels. However, if it breaks higher, then this isn't a failed bottom and a retest that is failing. This is a bottom and a 1, 2, 3, and a breakout above these levels will warrant close scrutiny. If it's breaking above, we've got the chance to enter here, or wait for it and enter here if it's going higher and not going lower. We've got those two different ways to approach that entry. And I'm keen to hear your success stories. Do you say, hey, you know what, on a breakout, I tried this entry and it really worked out well. I waited for this one and it worked out even better. Give me those feedback. I want to hear your success. There's enough good in the world here in cryptocurrency riches. We should all be able to lap it up lavishly and share all this information with each other. This one, neutral is the best I can do. Ripple, I'm watching this like crazy. And on the Ripple Bitcoin price, it's kind of weird the way it's moving. I like the Ripple US dollar price much better. I'll take a second to go over to it. Bitfinex, Ripple US dollar. So when we're looking at this chart, let's clean off some. This is much better. This is starting to look like our 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, and with a bit of a bowl shape feel to it. A little bit of a curve to that, picking up here at the end. Oh, this is my Alaskan sled dog pattern on a different scale again here. So taking off from here would be great. It looks fantastic. It looks like it's got that momentum change and it's heading the other way. And we all know the rumors of how Ripple is going to be changing the entire banking world. If it does, it's going to be moving trillions of dollars around the globe every single day. It's going to go from, 32 cents right here. It's going to go to $3.20. Then it's going to go to $32. Then it's going to go to $320. And some people say to over $3,000, which means $10 would turn into $100 if it goes from 32 to 320. Then that $10 would go to 1,000 if it goes from 320 to 32. Then that 1,000 will turn into 10,000 if it goes up the next level, and it'll turn into $100,000 if it goes up to like the $3,000 per coin in the long run. So your $10 would turn into $100,000. And this is how some Bitcoin millionaires were made. It's happened before. We know the technology can be making that much of a difference to the world. You just got to have $10 of all this stuff. You know what I mean? So Ripple, I'm going to put it as neutral after that review, but I'm super bullish on it. Zcash. Okay, I've got to go back to Poloniex now. Zcash. ZRX. Well, Zcash, there's like a Bitcoin thing with anonymity, and it's not doing that well. This isn't doing that well either. I'll give it a neutral for now. And here is the drum roll part of the show where, we get to see these charts update. I'm going to copy and paste this, these formulas across, down, copy and paste. And then these charts will update for us. Or not. I think this one updated, but this one didn't. I probably need to update the chart range. Yes, I do. Make it 81. So we missed some data the other day. Now we have the data. Still not rocking to bull space yet. We're still going along with a lot of neutral coins. A little tick up in red, but a drop down in orange. A little tick up in yellow and a tick up in green, which is good. We will continue our study. Now, one thing I wanted to do at the end is to go into the Bitcoin dominance. Actually, the coin market cap. The coin market cap of everything. Ripple and all the others. So here we have a really great example of a bull market in the altcoins. We can see the market cap going up, pulling back a little, going higher, pulling back a little, going higher, pulling back a little. And we're going to be seeing this taking off. Now, another thing I want to point out here is Ripple, how we have higher lows and significantly higher lows each stage. And this is after some massive buying and then some other parties selling. Massive buying by some of the institutions and then some of the other parties buying. This is all going to run out in time, where you have people who have early adopters taking profits. They're all satisfied already, and the institutions have soaked up all their money. And we're at 32 cents. So when this gets up to $3.20 and is heading up to $32, these institutions are going to be insanely capitalized because of how much Ripple they purchased back in 2017 and 2018, knowing what this was going to be doing in the long run. Huge. So if you've got some Ripple, I would say keep your hands on it. Then the other thing I like to do is to go through and see Dash is losing. I was trying to zoom in on that. Dash is losing coin market cap relative to all of the alts. That's important to know. NEM was doing great for a while there in 2017, but it's really lost a lot of market share. So it may not be one to be piling a bunch of resources into right now. Monero, pretty steady. That's pretty good, actually, if it's steady. IOTA, okay, it started off strong, but it's been fading a little bit, so it's got to do something different. Neo started off, got some attention, but it's been fading, but a little bit of a change in direction in that, so maybe that will pick up. And as we go through each of these different coins and get a feel for what are they doing relative to everything else, are they trending up? That's where some of our best opportunities are going to be. And so far, what's the only coin, except for the average, what's the only one in this list that is on a trend upward? Okay, Ethereum's come to a bottom and starting to trend up a little bit here, but it was Ripple, the only one going through all this stuff. It's the only one that is really trending. And Bitcoin is on a bit of a downtrend here, we can see. So if I get rid of Ethereum and I bring Ripple back up again, so it's the only one gaining significant market share compared to Bitcoin. And I'm certain that if we could break this down and see what was in these others, there are certainly some that are growing faster at a better rate, because we would never get that average of all the cryptos giving us this great uptrending motion if there weren't some that were lagging and some that were way ahead. So that's pretty awesome to see that the evidence is in place. So all of these bottom formations, we just pretty much got to settle in and it'll all come. One last question tonight for Doug. Do you hold a significantly higher amount of Bitcoin as a reserve to buy your altcoins? Or are you in USD or Tether before buying Bitcoin in order to make your buys? I'm pretty much, I would say 90% in altcoins, 8% in Bitcoin. Okay, let's go 75% in altcoins, 10% in Bitcoin, 10% in silver and gold, 2% in cash. It probably doesn't add up to 100%, but so silver and gold is an important part of the overall thing, but mostly in alts. Mostly in alts right now. And that will shift. And I am watching for when to shift from alts into fiat, when to go from alts into a stable coin, when to go from alts and to order gold bars directly from silvergoldbull.com using Bitcoin. Bitcoin's at a super high price again. It's doing the craziness as it was before. Then I'll order gold, silver, platinum, and hard stuff. Have that shipped. Do I have a link for that page? I do. Coin market cap charts. So I just went up to the market cap up along the top here. 130 billion. Wasn't that over 200 billion? Yeah, it was. Actually, it was almost a trillion. 800 billion at one time. Well, that about wraps it up here for today. We are done the bull market watch. We've gone through them all again. We've really studied and did some great detail. There was some good spontaneous things that came up there in the middle, and some really great questions too that I really appreciate. The questions are probably the most fun part of the show for me, because it's always something unexpected. And it's helpful for people out there as well. Yeah, I should have bought a lot more stable coins after the last bull. I gave a lot back to the market. USDT seems so sketchy though. Ed, the main thing I use the bank for, of course, you have to have bank account, you have to have a credit card, you have to have all those different things. But most of my money in the bank is in the safety deposit box on paper wallets and in hard silver and gold, not in the like in a US dollar or Canadian dollar form. I'm pushing more for crypto all I can, because it's going to change the world. If you would have purchased, you know the story. If you'd have, I'm talking to the preaching to the converted already here, but you know, $10 of investment into Bitcoin back in January of 2011. So it's not that long ago. That $10 is worth over $100,000 now, almost like $150,000 right now. So I want to have $10 in each of these different coins. So I'm really working at spreading it out. And last time the bull market came around, I did fantastic. I had worked from 2015 to the beginning of 2017, 2.5 years or so, to go from zero up to about $10,000. And I went from that 10,000 to 100,000 by July of 2017. And by January 2018, that 100,000 was 500,000. And if I would have done one thing different, that 500,000 would have been 1.2 million instead. But I didn't notice one thing. This time around, I am watching for it. And I hope I don't make those same mistakes. I am hoping for another phenomenal gain like that, something maybe even greater, because we are having the institutional investors come in. This is not going to be a small move as things go on for this next 12 to 18 months. It's going to be insane. We're all going to benefit madly from it. All of us crazy people who are coming to these kind of long YouTube videos to really study this stuff in the most massive detail, repetitive, over and over, so that we really are in tune with everything in the market. We're going to rock it. And that about wraps it up. If you haven't already, click on thumbs up, click on subscribe, and most of all, come and join us on our Discord chat. I'm certain that there's a link below the video somewhere or in the chat. Come and join us on Discord. We talk about cryptocurrencies 24 hours a day. We've got people from Australia. We've got people from India, from Germany, from the Netherlands. We've got people from the United States. We've got people from South Africa. So we're there all the time. There's always somebody around the chat. Come and join us. Anyway, I'll sign off for now. Good luck in all your crypto trading. We are going to phenomenally profit. Cheers. I'm very happy to have you here, Ed. I have a great time doing this stuff, and you guys being here keeps me sharper too. If I was just doing this on my own, I wouldn't be as thorough. I wouldn't do it as thoroughly. So having you guys here every day really helps me as well. It's great. It's a win-win for both of us. High five. Cheers for now. Oh yeah, I want to have like an ending part.